Kiyan Anthony, son of Carmelo Anthony, has announced his final 6 schools. And we love this kid. I think he's completely effortless scorer. I gave a hot take yesterday on the Full Sleepers podcast episode that out of all these superstars in his class, one of the best recruiting classes in a long time, I think Kiyan could average the most points per game in college. I think he's ready. And he has 6 schools that I think there's a world where he ends up featured on all 6 of these if he attends them. His final 6 schools are Auburn, Syracuse, Florida State, Ohio State, USC, and Rutgers. Obviously, Syracuse is where Carmelo attended, so you have the ties there. No blue bloods on this list. Rutgers, a school that has suddenly become a hotspot for stud recruits on this list, is interesting to me. And no Indiana. A lot of people thought Indiana would land here for Kiyan. What do you make of this final 6 list?
It's an interesting 6. I feel like we do this in every Kiyan Anthony video. And I'm gonna once again stay strong with the brand. Yes, there are some really good schools on this list. How come like other bigger schools don't want Kiyan Anthony?
I can only assume it's like a little bit of the we don't want to do this recruitment dance. Like maybe there was a fear to waste your time knowing he'll end up at Syracuse.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I don't know the dynamics behind it with Carmelo, but like maybe there was a perception that Carmelo was just going to dictate where this goes, similarly to how LeBron James and the family ran the Bronny James recruitment. Now, I don't think that's the case because one, I think Kiyan's a better player. And two, I think there's been a lot more serious recruitments here than there ever were with the James family. But that would be my perception of why maybe the Blue Bloods have not called Kiyan.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But also, while going through this list, once again, I see some fits that could certainly be in the realm for him. Obviously, Syracuse, him being a legacy guy, Carmelo, there's nothing really more you got to speak on about that. But he also says some interesting things about schools like Florida State, bringing up guys like Scotty Barnes, Dwayne Bacon, Terrence Mann, and how Coach Hamilton's been really good with them. And up until this point, he's only visited 2 schools. Now he says he's going to set up visits to the other school. He's also going to revisit Syracuse, which he said. But right now he's only taking visits to Syracuse and Florida State. So I guess he's looking to set up some of these other offers, some of these other visits. It's also funny when he spoke about Auburn, he made the comment, "I'm looking forward to them throwing the offer." So he can take the visit. He's low key like, hello, big head, hello, Mr. Pearl.
That is one of those ones though, like Kiyan Anthony is not needing money. Like it's great to get it, but it's you think everyone needs money?
Everyone needs money, man.
Yeah, I'm just assuming maybe Kiyan's had a nice little allowance through the years. Like I think we're probably
I guess that aligns with his father being Carmelo and his mother being Lala. That would make sense, I guess.
I think we're probably okay there.
Okay.
But that is a great quote. Yeah, if it's Florida State and Syracuse, heads up. It's like those are my 2. Those are the 2 I visited. Those are the 2 that put people in the pros. Congrats to Syracuse. I think they landed a stud here. Florida State has developed pros. They've done a good job. I'm not saying they haven't. Going back to like 2018 for Leonard Hamilton's good teams is something to me right now. Like it's not like he's been firing on all cylinders the last 3 years. He's had talented 5-star kids. Jalen Worley comes through, disappears. So it feels to me like there's a chance Leonard Hamilton is like on his way out more so than there is. We have the next Dwayne Bacon in our hands. And also, more importantly, with all due respect, I wouldn't want to be Dwayne Bacon if I were Kiyan Anthony. I'd probably be pointing to my father's film and not Dwayne Bacon. As this is the dream here.
We respect Dwayne Bacon on this podcast.
Well, it's just a little like I look at this list. What's he going to Ohio State? Like Jake Diebler, can you please make me the next Bryce Sensabaugh? Like maybe shoot for the stars here, Kiyan. You're better than this.
Oh, great. I guess I'll go beat my dad, one of the greatest scorers of all time.
Yeah, like what is this? I know everybody's young kid's GOAT is Paul George, but can we at least choose Paul George? Like if Kiyan Anthony tells me his GOAT's Dwayne Bacon, I'm leaving the vicinity.
Honestly, biggest loser of this list. I was gonna say Indiana, because I thought Indiana had a little bit of a leg up on this one, given the Woodson Carmelo connection. Seems they
Mhm.
kind of fallen off for whatever reason that might be. But would love to know if Paul George's coach is still at Fresno State. He blew it. He blew it. Like Fresno State should be on this list if his coach is still there. If I
Yeah.
had multiple interviews with this kid calling Paul George his GOAT, I would have done everything. I would have got Paul George back on campus. I would
Yeah.
have got him on out in Fresno State. Like it would have worked out. But obviously, maybe some things change.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I am surprised Indiana's not on this list, and Indiana fans are cracking me up because for a long time in our Discord, they were like, "We feel great about Kiyan," and then we dropped this news. Oh, Indiana was left off the final six, and it was yeah. I'm pretty sure we've already pivoted to Braylon. So I guess anytime you can pivot to a player who's named after Braylon Edwards, you got to do that.
He's
Prioritize that
named
one.
after Braylon Edwards,
Braylon Mullins is named after Braylon Edwards,
the Woodward sports guy.
the former Michigan wide receiver, but yeah,
Oh,
sports guy.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So
Mm,
I guess Dusty been working. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying.
Something about those
Years,
I some about them I schools in the Big Ten. It's never a loss. It's a pivot.
never a loss, always a
Never a
pivot.
loss. Just a pivot.
Can I reframe the Kiyan final six for you a different way and just see because I guess you would look at these schools, right? Auburn, Syracuse, Florida State, Ohio State, USC, Rutgers, and I think you and I's initial interpretation is like Syracuse and Florida State are in a good spot. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. Can I reframe this and see if it changes how you feel about this list?
Please frame me.
Bruce Pearl, Red Autry, Leonard Hamilton, Jake Diebler, Eric Musselman, Steve Peichel. I'd like to repeat it's Bruce Pearl and Eric Musselman against Red Autry, Leonard Hamilton, Jake Diebler, and Steve Peichel.
I, I have a hard time not saying how's this not come down to must bust in Auburn.
Do you got a prediction here, Cart? You're in the USC jersey today. That wasn't planned.
It wasn't planned, but like, mm, I could see like you, especially because like now that I think about it more, USC has sort of become this like hotbed of former or like famous kids basically go to USC, right? Like not even just athletes, like the Storm Reeds of the world go to USC, just like the Kobe Bryant's daughters go to USC. Like there's a lot of, just that LA famous type kids go to USC. It would kind of make sense, maybe.
Hollywood, also hot
Yeah.
seat UCLA. Get your shit up. How are you letting USC become the brand for this, dog? The baby blue's too special for that. Yeah, I can already see like LeBron and Bronny sitting courtside in a half-empty arena watching Kiyan Anthony play self-defense
Hey,
off the bench.
we respect the Galen Center on this podcast.
It's called the Galen Center.
Yeah.
All right, he's going to Auburn.
Okay.
Cart, you know what I love about you?
That I'm handsome?
You're reliable. I can count on you. Honestly, you remind me of Aaron Henry a little bit. Remember when their back was against the wall, nothing was going right, and man just showed up every day. He didn't make excuses. There were no problems. There were just solutions.
Sounds like me.
That's you. And it also reminds me of Duncan Mechanical Solutions, because if you're looking for quality furnace repair, look no further than the heating and air experts that you can trust. Comfort and quality are their standard. They're an HVAC company that serves Northeast Indiana and Southern Michigan, whether it's heating and air conditioning, plumbing, kitchen and bath remodeling, or emergency services when you need them most. Duncan Mechanical Solutions has reliable service that you can count on. Cart, remember when your basement almost exploded?
I remember when my basement almost exploded. I remember when my furnace itself was acting funny. I remember when my AC was acting funny. I wish I had Duncan in my back pocket. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been anywhere in Northern Indiana or Southern Michigan that hasn't been perfectly cool or perfectly warm, depending on when the day called for. And that's because of Duncan Mechanical Solutions. They are the presenting sponsor for the month of July. Shout out to Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to learn more.